Hey everybody, Unstable Gamer here, and welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be going over a massively impactful patch update coming to Disney Sorcerer's Arena. So impactful that it's going to completely change the gaming experience altogether. So if you've seen any of my previous videos, you're going to definitely see a huge difference when this patch comes out. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at this and what it means for the game, how it's going to really truly impact the game. But first, before we dive into all that, if you're just now finding this channel and you want to stay up to date with this and other games, consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss out. All right, and welcome back. So I am on Glue's website for Disney Sorcerer's Arena, and what I'll do is I'll go ahead and leave a link in the description below so you can go ahead and come to these message boards, their forums. There's a whole lot of stuff here, actually. But there is also a Discord that is pretty active as well, an official Disney Sorcerer's Arena Discord as well. I will go ahead and leave that in the description below as well. I would definitely encourage you to go ahead and check out both. A lot of cool people over on the Discord as well, just talking about the game, people who are playing the game, even people who aren't playing the game. So the other day, Meathead Militia, so this guy is the community manager for the game, and posted this link here in this update 8.0. I wasn't exaggerating. It's going to massively impact how this game is currently played, and we're going to go over a couple of those things and really talk about how it's going to impact that game overall, this game overall. So if we take a look at this, again, I'll go ahead and leave a link in the description below so you can take a look at these in its entirety. There's just a few things I really want to focus on. Number one is team size. Currently, it's 3 characters and 2 spells. Now we're going to be going to 5 characters, which is a typical format for these turn-based games. And with that being said, if you take a look at combat, having to deploy attacks while under the mana bar time crunch is being eliminated. Essentially what they're saying here is it is going to be going to a turn-based format. So instead of what we currently have right here, where you are auto-walking to the center, you've got your auto attacks. If you leave it alone, both sides are going to go ahead and attack each other. It's real-time battle, right? And then you drag and drop your spells and abilities and choose your targets that way and things like that. And spells, I think, depending on how spells are going to work in this new format, I think it could be a massive change. So right now you drag and drop your spells. If you have AoE spells that attack multiple targets, you can go ahead and line it up so that you can impact the targets that you truly want to impact. Now you can do AoE spells and things like that in turn-based games as well. It's just a little bit different, right? So you're auto-attacking, you're dragging and dropping your spells. So you're going to be going to a format like that to a format like this, which is your typical turn-based game where the battle is not as fluid. Now, there's pros and cons to both. So with that first format, it's real-time, it's fast, you got quick thinking, things like that. You really need to know what you're doing. To this right here, which is it's a little bit slower paced. You do have time to really set up your strategies a little bit better with this type of format as well. But that right there is huge to the game. Now, I can understand the reason for going to a turn-based, because if you have 5 characters and you're trying to drag and drop all spells and everything like that, it could be a little bit hectic. So it does make sense to turn to a turn-based format rather than what they currently have. So it'll be interesting. Also, just the increase in team size there really changes the, I don't know, what's the word? Changes the dynamic of the whole team overall, because now you're going to be able to use more of your roster. You're going to rely on a little bit more of the team synergies. Also, the Arcana, instead of doing one of each Arcana, you can do a couple of different types of Arcana matchups. So it's huge. It's huge. It's a drastic change. I'm really, honestly, I'm looking forward to what this is going to do in the game overall, and really if it's, I don't know, if it's still fun. I mean, I like the turn-based games. I'm not going to say that it's not going to be fun, but I mean, a lot of people do like the current format because it is faster paced. All right, they do say here that the competitive PvP arena mode will remain synchronous, so that's the real-time battle. So that is still going to do it. So we're still going to have a mode, even with 5 characters. It's going to be a little bit hectic. So that'll be pretty interesting there. The characters, the turn-based system allows us to focus on the individual characters as well as increase and enhance their interactions with other characters. So with things like that, more dynamic camera angles, things like that, maybe different types of animations that they can zoom in on, things like that. So it does allow for a little bit of that. Spells. It says the spell system is getting an overhaul. Don't know exactly what that's going to be. Providing more dramatic events that can turn the tide in battle. Spells will now charge independently and when available can be casted anytime during your turn. So whereas before it would take a spot up on your bar down below, I'm assuming now, just to kind of taking a look at that, it's probably going to be more off to the side. It's not going to impact your abilities there. So the abilities that you were able to use was all dependent on a rotation on your bar down below. Now I'm going to assume, and I know what we get for assuming, but just with my familiarity, and I'm sure with you as well, you're probably going to get a character and their spells, their abilities or whatever down in the bottom right-hand corner or somewhere on the screen where you can choose between one of those abilities, rather than having to worry about which spell or which ability is going to rotate through. So I'm assuming it's going to be something like that. As far as spells, I don't know. It says this change also allows you to more easily set up ability combinations. So that'll be pretty interesting as well. Environments, each character getting their own turn to attack gives us more flexibility to leverage new camera angles. So that's something I was talking about a little bit earlier. High definition environments, the cinematic experience gives each player the spotlight they deserve, and or each character, and then making your in-game experience even more enjoyable. So we're going to a format that is more familiar to, I think, the masses overall. And I think it might appeal to more people, the many more than the few, but we'll see. I've enjoyed the game in the current format that it is right now and working through, but also something that's got some people a little bit wound up. But then again, you know, it is beta. So with this type of thing, when you're in an early access or a soft launch or beta, there's a ton of stuff that can change, right? So right here, it says will not be wiping your progress and you will retain all characters you've purchased or earned. Tuning is fundamental. So it says that, but then it goes into what's next here, which is interesting. To continue your progress, we'll be rewarding you for real money. So if you purchased anything in the game, they're going to go ahead and reimburse you for that. But it also talks about, let's see. So right here, it talks about going forward, we may disable a character or spell from the game to fine-tune how it interacts with the new combat system. So with those of us who've been in the game for a while, we may lose some characters, we may lose some spells, maybe temporarily, maybe permanently. So there's going to be a lot of testing with that as well. So a lot of stuff here, but the two biggest changes in this that is going to totally change the player experience is going to a team size of 5 and having a turn-based combat system. Now again, the PvP arena is going to remain synchronous, which is that real-time battle. It's just going to be in that one mode. So it'll be interesting to see how you have all 5 and you're dragging and dropping all your abilities there. So I wonder if that means that we're going to have the abilities at the bottom like we currently do, or if they're going to do something a little bit different. I don't know. There's a lot to do. This game, again, is not scheduled for global launch until the end of Q1. So I'm expecting probably somewhat time in March, unless it gets pushed again. It's already been pushed once, and by the time February, March hits, it'll be in this beta stage now for about a year. And I've known some games to be in this type of stage for multiple years, for 2 years, 2.5 years. So very interesting. A very interesting take on where this game is going to go. Either way, I think I'm going to enjoy it. I'm very curious with this change, with this type of format change. Are you more inclined or less inclined to want to play this game now if you're not already playing it? And if you are currently playing this game, what do you think? Do you think you're going to enjoy the new game mode? Do you think, you know what, I've seen it a million times before, I'm probably not going to be interested? Very curious to know your thoughts. Let me know in the comment section below. And there you go, everybody. That's what I had for you. Just a quick video to go over a massive change coming to Disney Sorcerer's Arena. Very interested to hear your thoughts on it. All right, and as always, I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch the video. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button and share your thoughts and questions in the comment section below. Take care, everybody, and we'll talk to you next time.